I can say genocide if you'd like me to say it.
Say
it's harmful. I just did, love. I just did.
Has Israel committed to genocide in Palestine?
When I made the statement I made, it was because for those who have been a victim of a genocide, whose families are still suffering, it's hurtful to them. For Israelis who have been accused of committing it, it's hurtful for them.
All right, so that was Dr. Alice Stanford. She is running for the House of Representatives in Philadelphia, and DropSite News just exposed her for taking money from AIPAC. And like, who didn't see that one coming after watching that interaction? So we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, of course, we got to give you a little bit of context. The clip that you just watched is from Wednesday night. Earlier in her campaign, Stanford had stated, "I know when you use the G word, how hurtful it is to a group of people. It's like someone saying the N word to me." That's what she said. I got to stop right there, Sharon. How do you feel about that? Because she said genocide earlier, but then she referred to it as the G word and equated it to the N word, and I just can't. What is that?
I think we got to stop equating things to this or that. They're fine to stand on their own, okay, as being reprehensible. So that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't think anything should be sanitized when it comes to certain topics either. I mean, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, one is a slur and the other one is just like a thing that it's an action. It's the thing that you're doing intentionally, like you can't act like saying the word genocide is actually offensive to the people committing genocide. So at the town hall on Wednesday night, one attendee asked her, "It's a genocide, Dr. Stanford. Can you say that word?" And you just saw her answer there. And Stanford has also publicly denied taking money from AIPAC. So let's see that.
So according to The Intercept, reports from 2024 and 2025 indicate that the America-Israel Public Affairs Committee, which is AIPAC, has routed money through 314 Action, which is a political action committee focused on electing scientists and STEM-educated Democrats to influence Democratic congressional races. Okay?
But that's not me.
That's why I'm just giving them the information because you stated that, and I don't really want to go back and forth with the candidates.
I just want to be clear, it's not.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make it clear. You said you did not accept any 314 action.
No, I did not say that. What I said was I did not accept. No, what I said was I did not accept money from AIPAC.
All right, so did she accept money from AIPAC? That is the question. So according to DropSite News, as of April 21st, a super PAC called 314 Action Fund spent more than $2.6 million boosting Stanford, according to the latest filings. The group's most recent monthly filing reveals a $500,000 donation from Kimbark Foundation, a group whose only other donation is $500,000 to EDW Action Fund, another PAC that has previously acted as an AIPAC shell organization. So they're just getting sneakier in the ways that they're actually able to fund these politicians. And this way the politician can say, I don't get money from AIPAC, I just get money from this like Otro AIPAC, this other AIPAC over here who's like not really AIPAC, but it is. So in the 2024 cycle, AIPAC used EDW Action to secretly funnel money to support Maxine Dexter, also a pediatrician, in her race against Sushila Jayapal in Oregon. And the fact that they're using like pediatricians to do this is appalling. The fact that a pediatrician can see the destruction that's happening in Gaza, specifically the fact that they're killing babies, bombing hospitals, bombing schools, and a pediatrician is like on board with it. As long as you give me my $500,000, and I'm okay with all of that. So its stated purpose is to elect pro-choice Democratic women. I guess it's nice that they're pro-choice, but that's not all. Stanford has also taken in more than $27,000 through Democracy Engine from major AIPAC donors in the first quarter of 2026. Democracy Engine is a vehicle used by AIPAC to bundle donor money and funnel it to its preferred candidates. So why go through all the trouble to hide the AIPAC donations? Do you think maybe they know that the tides are shifting against Israel right now? Well, a new poll in Michigan commissioned by DropSite and ZTO and conducted by Data for Progress found that 64% of likely Democratic primary voters are less likely to support candidates who receive donations from AIPAC, while just 10% said they're more likely. So yeah, just trick the people. Just tell them, just don't let them know that it's actually AIPAC who is funding this. They understand that their platform is unpopular. They understand that people do not want to support these things. So instead of just being better, their response is to just trick people into supporting the exact same thing that they do not want to be supporting. And it's really disappointing that we're still having these people come out saying, and even today, right? Like right now, today, this person decided to come out right now and say, I will take that Israeli money, I will back it, I will lie to the people that I'm trying to get elected by. This person, like, presumably she had a reason for wanting to get involved in politics. Presumably she wanted to fight for something, but she was so desperate for all of that campaign funding that what she is willing to do is take money from a shady source, a source that she knows, if revealed, could tank her entire electability prospect. And if she does end up getting elected into office, then she's going to just have her entire platform hijacked by this foreign entity, by Israel, essentially. And that's what she wants to do. She wants to get elected into office to do the bidding of Israel, I guess. Unfortunately for these politicians who are trying to hide their ties to AIPAC, the people who care about ties to AIPAC know well enough by now that they need to dig a little bit deeper to see if these people are actually being supported and funded by Israel. And so that's why she's not getting away with it right now. That's why DropSite News is reporting the way it is. And that's why we're covering it here on this show. Sharon, what do you think of this person?
I think that this is exactly why Bernie Sanders has said for decades, you have to get the money out of politics. I would like it if she and others would say, as much as I want this, as much as I'm attracted to this power, okay, that's what I believe it is, but maybe it's her passion. But as much as I want it, I'm not gonna compromise in this way. Compromise, okay, as the Russians would say. I don't want to do it this way because what do you really have? You don't have power. You're captured. You're captured by Israel. That's what's happened here. But again, I see this pendulum, and the only good thing, it's now gone so far the other way that it's getting the blowback. And now people are paying attention and saying, that's our litmus test. Just like the litmus test is, will you do whatever we said for AIPAC, for these candidates? For the people, it's now, oh, you took that money, disqualifier, not interested, you're captured, we're done, because they went too far.
Yeah, it's just a waste of an entire candidate. This is a whole candidate that all this money is being funneled to, and it's just a waste. Like, just get out of here. There was a comment from Jumpin' Jank Flash that says, oh, look, more shills who refuse to call out Israel's genocide. I can't believe that it is 2026. Israel is now genociding in Lebanon, right? This is like they've moved, they've expanded their genocide operation, and we still have politicians who are now entering the field who are saying, you know what, I'm just gonna keep towing this weird line, because this is a line that we should be, we're tired of hearing it by now. And it's so played out to the point that it's disrespectful to the American people. You're lying to them. We can see exactly what's happening. We see it with our own eyes. We're reading the reports. Everybody knows what's happening. People for the first time in this country are anti-Israel and pro-Palestine. And these politicians refuse to separate from Israel. And absolutely, it's a problem. We have way too much money in politics. It should not be so predictable that the candidate with more money is the candidate that wins. But unfortunately, that's a reality that we're in now, which means that we just have to be all the more vigilant in our dealings and the way that we vote, and just make sure that we're just like electing people, especially in these lower level elections, not just the national ones, not just the presidential election. This is where it counts whenever we elect our representatives at the city, county, state levels, all right? Any last words there before we move on, Sharon, to our next story?
No, I just think it's interesting. And as you were chronicling the doctor there and the G word, and I wondered if that's, part of what they prohibit her to say. You better not utter the full word. You better not, you better make sure you shorten it to something cutesy so that we can sanitize it. But the fact of the matter is, this is so stupid at this point, which makes it all the more indefensible. There's no escaping it. We know what you did. It will come to light, and we will be able to act on it.
And then, yeah, it's. I don't know how far she thinks she's going to get in this election after all this has come out, especially in like I believe it's a blue district, but don't quote me on that.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.